Hi, my name is Robert Grillo. I'm the Executive Director here at Free From Harm. Soon after we established the Chicken Rescue Fund, we were advised of an urgent need to rescue a hen at Chicago Animal Care and Control on Thanksgiving Day. The little hen we came to call Angelica was found wandering the city streets of Chicago alone. We estimate that she was somewhere between 8 and 10 weeks of age. I was immediately struck by her beak deformity. She literally had no upper beak left. It had been completely cut off. More about beak amputation later. Upon closer inspection, I discovered that under the beautiful plumage that Angelica had was a very underweight body, and she seemed exhausted and weak. So I made arrangements to bring her to our bird vet, Dr. Sakas, the very next day. I wasn't too optimistic about Angelica's prospects, but upon initial examination, Dr. Sakas was very confident that he could help her. Angelica would remain in the hospital under his care for 2 solid weeks. We learned that her beak amputation led to serious complications with breathing, fluid in her lungs, and great difficulty eating. In her 2 weeks back home, Angelica made good progress, though eating was still a major challenge. She has required a lot of special attention. Sadly, Angelica took a sudden turn for the worse on Tuesday, December 18th, and she died that day. Dr. Sakas performed a post-mortem exam on Angelica to determine her cause of death: heart failure. It turns out that heart failure is a leading cause of death among egg-laying hens today. Angelica was very likely a product of the booming backyard chicken movement. Like cats, dogs, rabbits, and other pets, unwanted chickens are winding up in shelters by the thousands. The vast majority of chickens are bred by large industrial hatcheries. Hatcheries are the avian equivalent of puppy mills, breeding billions of birds every year. Hatcheries breed chickens for unnaturally high egg production, fully aware that their bodies can only maintain this level of production for a year or perhaps 2 years, until their egg-laying declines. They become exhausted or ill. In such a fragile state, they are then shipped off to slaughter plants where they will endure a terrifying and violent end at just a fraction of their natural lives. And by the way, a chicken's natural lifespan is 10 to 15 years or more. These same hatcheries that supply chicks to factory farms also supply mail-order chicks to the backyard chicken keepers. One of the more popular hatcheries, Ideal Poultry Breeding Farms, boasts on its website that it ships close to 5 million chicks a year. Meanwhile, thousands of lovable hens languish in shelters, awaiting a cruel death. This is why we so strongly recommend adoption for those who want to keep hens. Just contact your local shelter or sanctuary. Back to the beak amputation. This is a common industry practice today. So cutting off a bird's beak is kind of like cutting off our fingers, because the beak serves much the same purpose for the hen as our fingers serve us. Eggs labeled organic, free-range, cage-free, they're all pretty much coming from hens that were debeaked at the hatchery when only days old. Now, debeaking, or beak amputation as we call it, is just one of the many hideously cruel practices of hatcheries today. If you would like to help us promote Angelica's story and give Free From Harm the opportunity of rescuing more birds like her, please consider making a donation at freefromharm.org. Your donation will cover the cost of medical care and day-to-day sanctuary care we provide these birds, as well as fund educational programs like this video. Thank you so much for your support.